Hello to all the clueless medicos out there. Learning has always been tough. In this channel, I am trying to make it as simple as I can by taking you back to the worksheet model. You can download this worksheet from my Telegram channel and do it with me or revise with it later. We are starting with ophthalmology from the basic embryology of eye. What you are seeing now is the formation of neural tube. Let me number it quickly. Neural tube is formed from the ectoderm at the beginning of third week. Ectoderm divides into surface ectoderm, neural ectoderm, and neural crust. Eye is derived from all these three layers and the surrounding mesoderm. Optic groove appears on day 22. Here you can see the optic groove is moving towards the surface ectoderm and also the neural tube is being formed. Later on, the optic vesicle becomes the optic cup. By the end of third week or the beginning of fourth week, optic vesicle and lens placoid are seen. The lens placoid becomes the lens pit, then becomes the lens vesicle at week 6. The lens vesicle is enclosed by the optic cup. This is a 3D model of optic cup showing an inferior fissure called as choroid fissure. In the side view, we can see the hyaloid artery which is supplying the lens now. Let's see the development of optic nerve. This is the front view of week 6. This is the hyaloid artery and choroid fissure which we have discussed just now. At week 7, the main event is the choroid fissure has closed. Also, the gap between the inner and outer layer of optic stalk is disappearing. The hyaloid artery becomes the central retinal vessels and it is surrounded by the optic nerve fibers and optic sheath. Few additional facts about optic nerve is that it's myelinated by oligodendrocyte in third month. Optic nerve is surrounded by meninges and subarachnoid space filled with CSF. This explains papilledema, which is caused by increase in CSF pressure, leading to decrease in venous return, causing fluid accumulation in optic disc. Finally, here you can see optic nerve is formed by optic stalk and axon of ganglia. Now let me show you something which I find very hard to remember. Right now we have discussed few of these, but after this video I hope you can understand this better and correlate things easier. Now let's move to the development of retina. Retina is derived from the optic cup, which obviously arises from the neural ectoderm. It has outer thin and inner thick layer. The outer thin layer is called the pigment layer. The inner thick layer is called the neural layer, which has photoreceptor cells, bipolar cells and ganglionic cells. During retinal detachment, we have separation between the pigment layer and the neural layers. Now you can understand why this happens. That is, these two layers during development is separated by intraretinal space, which disappears later on. Now moving on to the development of lens. Formed from the lens vesicle, which we have seen earlier being formed from the surface ectoderm. Lens vesicle is made up of a single layer of cuboidal cells. This is the anterior and posterior of the lens. At anterior part, the cells remain the same, but in posterior, it becomes elongated into the cavity and close the cavity. Later on, it loses the nucleus and becomes primary lens fibers, which are transparent. Lens grows as new layers of fibers are added to it, which is called secondary lens fibers. At old age, these primary lens fibers degenerate and form crystalline protein, causing cataract. Moving on to next, which is the development of sclera and choroid. Both are developed from the mesoderm surrounding the optic cup. Choroid is formed from the inner vascular layer. It extends anteriorly as ciliary body and posteriorly as pia and arachnoid matter around the optic nerve. Sclera is the outer fibrous layer. Anteriorly, it continues as substantia propria of cornea. Posteriorly, it continues as dura mater. Now, the development of ciliary body, which we have discussed, is the extension of choroid anteriorly. Now, let me show you the ciliary body. Here you can see the ciliary muscles and the connective tissue are derived from the mesoderm. The retinal pigment layer lines the inner aspect of ciliary body and ciliary process. Then the inner thick neural layer give rise to the non-pigmented epithelium of ciliary body. Then the ciliary epithelium of a ciliary process becomes secretory and secretes aqueous humor. The zonules which connect the ciliary body and lens start to develop at 10th week and reach the lens by 5th month. Now let's look at the development of iris. Iris is derived from the rim of optic cup. Its epithelium is formed by both inner and outer layer, which later transformed into muscle, sphincter and dilator pupillae. The vascular tissue of iris is from mesoderm. Here you can see the iris overlap lens and do not reach the center. The circular gap remaining is called the pupil. Next is about the development of cornea. The outer corneal epithelium is formed from the surface ectoderm. The stroma is formed from the mesoderm, which is a continuation of the sclera. And the endothelium is from the neural crest cells. Now let's see this. The anterior chamber is formed by splitting of mesoderm between cornea and iris. The posterior chamber is formed by splitting of mesoderm between iris and lens. They are filled with aqueous humor secreted by ciliary body and drains into sinus venosus sclerae. Next is the development of vitreous humor. The primary vitreous humor is formed by neural crust and the mesoderm inside the optic cup. You can see the hyaloid artery here. Later on, the primary vitreous is replaced by gelatinous secondary vitreous derived from the inner layer of optic cup and lens vesicle. We can also see the hyaloid artery disappears and forms a hyaloid canal. Next, let's see the formation of eyelids. Eyelid is formed by reduplication of surface ectoderm above and below cornea. But the core is made up of mesoderm. The upper and lower eyelid fuse, forming the conjunctival sac. It remains fused from the 10th week to 28th week, then separate and form both eyelids. The mesoderm give rise to the tarsal plates and the surface ectoderm give rise to the eyelashes and the glands of eyelid. Here itself we can see the formation of lacrimal glands. These are lacrimal buds which is found in the superior lateral angle of the conjunctival sac. These buds later on form the lacrimal gland and the lacrimal duct opens into the conjunctival sac. Now for few random things. The gene involved in the development of eye is PAX6. Optic vesicle is formed from diencephalon. Eye continues to grow till the age of 16. At birth, eye is hypermetropic. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful and see you in my next video.